Hello, welcome to another episode of Moist Nougat. I am the kid. Dan Lee's sitting this one out. He won't be on every video just because we don't have the time to do the podcast and video shit. But what I'm doing in this episode is I'm just going to go through some different ways that I record and mainly focusing on sound, because I know that my first couple of videos, the sound was really inconsistent because we weren't up on mics. You get used to doing a podcast where you have a mic in front of your face all the time, and then you don't have that mic. And when we did the Bean Boozle episode, you know, I had the shotgun mic, which when we were up on it getting the jelly beans, it was loud. And then when we stepped back and were eating the jelly beans, it got a lot quieter. So I was having to fidget a lot with the sounds from each little clip. And but anyways, I'm shooting this right now with my Google Pixel 5 with just the internal mic. So I'm going to try a couple of different lavalier mics with the Google Pixel 5, and then I'm going to move on to some other options. Okay, so now I have the lavalier mic or lav mic or whatever you want to call it, lapel mic. They call them all kinds of different things, but basically they're tiny mics. And this is the Insignia mic that I bought several years back to go with my DR-05, which I'm going to do some audio tests with that as well, with the lav mics. And Insignia is like the Best Buy brand. It was like 20 bucks or something. It was cheap. I know you can get them even cheaper on Amazon now. At the time, I wasn't really much of an Amazon shopper, but I have seen the light, I guess. But anyway, still recording with the Google Pixel 5. The Insignia Lavalier mic, and I'm going to try one other lavalier mic and then move on to some higher end stuff, I guess. I don't have any like super expensive stuff like DSLR cameras and whatnot, but my Q8. Let's move on to the next lavalier mic. Okay, so this is my other lavalier mic. It's actually, my wife bought these for me a few years back. She said they were pretty cheap. Probably got them off Amazon. YelloWay is the company. It came as a 2-pack with a Y splitter, so you could plug two of them into a phone. Disadvantage to that, which is why I haven't really used them a whole lot, is it records everything into one channel. Anyways, that just wanted to test this lavalier mic. I'm going to retest each one of these lavalier mics with the DR-05. Tascam DR-05 is just a recording device. But yeah, it doesn't shoot video. So I'll be using my Q8 to shoot the video. I'm going to do some different stuff with the mics on the Q8 and probably end up with the Zoom Podtrak P4, which we use to record our podcast. But anyways, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so now I am recording the video and audio with my Zoom Q8, which is a really cool camera. It's actually basically a small recording. It's got two XLR inputs where you can plug in XLR mics, which I will do. I'm just using the omnidirectional mic that came with it, but I did buy the shotgun mic, which I'll be using next, and I've used a couple times in the previous, like the Bean Boozle video. I will show you the mic that I'm using once I hook up the shotgun mic. But I'm interested in the video quality too, because I haven't used my Pixel 5 a whole lot for video stuff. But anyways, I know that it's going to sound, this thing just picks up everything, so I know it kind of sounds echoey. So I'm not like super stoked on how this is going to sound. So let's move on to the shotgun mic. Okay, so this is the Zoom Q8 with the SSH6 shotgun mic. What I was using before was the Mic Capsule that actually comes with the Q8. The shotgun mic is actually really awesome, and it even gets better when you just plug in an external XLR mic, obviously, because it's going to be up on you. It's going to be more consistent. I really want to get lavalier mics, XLR lavalier mics. I did find some for a reasonable price, so that's on my Christmas list. Be great because I can plug one, there's a 2-pack I found on Amazon. This is the shotgun mic with the Q8. Let's move on. Okay, so it took me a couple of minutes to figure that out. I haven't plugged a mic into this thing in so long. I've just used the shotgun most of the time. But you're going to notice a considerable difference in volume and quality, and because I'm right up on the mic. But this is the Zoom Q8 with the Shure SM48, which is a pretty good microphone as far as I'm concerned. I know that everybody that's big into doing the podcast thing and doing their videos, you see them, they're all using the big Rode, their bigger mics, or the Shures, and but those mics are like $400. These things are like $30 on Amazon. I was going to do some stuff with the DR-05. I cannot hook an XLR mic to the DR-05. I will do the lav mics with the DR-05, and I'll just use the DR-05. I'll show you the DR-05. As a matter of fact, I'll show it to you right now. So this is the Tascam DR-05. Hopefully you can see it. It's got the omnidirectional mics. It's a great little recorder. It's weird that these little microphones, they seem to pick up everything, except like if you just sit it on a table, it will pick up your voice. It just doesn't pick up your voice as good as it picks up other stuff. I think it's made for, like, take it to a concert or, to a club and to hear a band play. It's going to pick that up probably pretty nicely. I noticed I've had this for several years, and they make so many different versions of these things now. Zoom makes them, and Tascam makes them. Both good companies, in my opinion. But I was trying to record my dad and I guess we were doing something, and I just had it recording, and we had some music playing on my monitors. And when I listened to it back, it picked up the music on the monitors crystal clear. But he and I talking back and forth was kind of buried. It just kind of buried itself. You could still hear us, but the music, it was like really crystal clear. So, but you'll find out here in a couple minutes when I try it. So we're going to move on. All right. Well, something I forgot to do when I was filming this. That's why I'm wearing different clothes, because it's a different day entirely. The Tascam DR-05. Tested the lavalier mics with it. I didn't just use the mics that are built in. Just a short thing that I'm going to slide in to the video where it should have been. The Tascam DR-05 with the built-in mics. Okay, and so now it's the Tascam DR-05 with the Insignia Lavalier Mic. And yeah, like I said, the Insignia mic, and I'm going to test the YelloWay mic next. And I know that the two lavalier mics that I have, they're of similar quality. They're low end. But the reason I'm testing both of them is because Dana Lee got a lavalier mic last week. But when we finally got it working the other night, we did a quick Skype call to go over notes for Saturday's podcast. And when I listened back to it, I just recorded it just to see, because I wanted to see how the lav mics, because I had mine hooked up and he had his hooked up. And his seemed a little brighter, a little sharper than mine. And I'll put just a short little bit of video in there. And I'm using the Insignia mic that I'm using now. I plugged my headphones straight into the computer and it wasn't doing it at all.
Right.
One day last week when I was editing the video or something. So it's something from the computer to the speakers and the interface. I don't know if it's just a bad USB cable or just annoying that it's doing it.
Right.
But anyways,
it just does it once and goes away?
But anyways, I'm gonna stop this and we're gonna try the YelloWay Lavalier Mic next. Okay, now we're wired up with the YelloWay Lav Mic. And through the headphones, I don't know, this one maybe sounds a little bit quieter, but there's not a whole lot of difference I can tell. So I guess fixing my mouse pad, I don't know why when I'm doing a video. So that's a little audio with the YelloWay Lavalier mic. And I was going to show you real quick before I move on. Zoom Podtrak P4, which this thing's really cool for podcasters. I have a cool little case. I bought it like Harbor Freight for like $12 or something. Pick and pull, $220. Now when I got it, it was $200. For some reason the price went up $20. But it's really cool. 4 XLR inputs. You got 4 headphone inputs, and they each have their own monitor. It also comes with some sounds, and you can add your own sounds to it just for sound effects if you're doing a podcast on the fly and you don't want to add stuff in post. And the volume for that. But yeah, I just wanted to show you what this thing looked like. If you want to learn more about it, there's enough videos out there about the Zoom Podtrak. Anyways, we're going to move on to the Zoom Podtrak P4. I forgot all about this mic. I don't know if you can see it. It's got the furry cat hair ball windscreen on it. It is the Rode VideoMicro. It's like for DSLR cameras and stuff. I tried hooking it to my Google Pixel, and I wasn't getting anything. I think I need a different patch cable. It's like you need a $10 patch cable for every. You need one to undo the thing that's built into the thing to convert it to the phone. It's all about TRS and TRRS, and I think the phone, it has to be a TRRS cable, and this is TRS, but it actually sounds good. And if you get up on it, I mean, you could use this for, this is what I use when I'm doing like videos in the car. I usually use the Tascam DR-05 and this mic, and it comes with a little shock mount thing, so pretty cool. But I completely forgot about it. I was putting those YelloWay Lav mics back in with my other mics, my extra mics and stuff, and I saw it and I was like, shit, forgot to do that. But anyways, now we're going to move on to the Zoom Podtrak P4. Okay, so this is the final thing. This is the Zoom Podtrak P4 with my SM48, Shure SM48 microphone, and this is probably going to be the best audio quality. Like I said, I should put it over here so I'm looking at the camera and not away from the camera. But yeah, and the beauty of this Zoom Podtrak P4 is that it actually runs off batteries as well. I don't think it has a very long record time on batteries, so I generally plug it in when we do the podcast. I just wanted to go through some shit that I have, some different audio options that I have in my tool bag. I wanted to get some video done, and like I said, Dana Lee isn't going to be in all of them, so I'm just trying to stay ahead of the curve and shoot some video when I come up with ideas, and just they ain't all gonna be funny or interesting, but I do my best. So hope to catch you next time.